Welcome back to the Renovations, where we talk everything Canada soccer and U.S. soccer. Today we're going to be doing a celebration of our another monumental milestone for this channel. We've reached over 25 subs, matter of fact around 30. And so you know what that means. It's time for another sub special, a 25 sub special, as a matter of fact. And basically, for those of you that are new, sub special is when I get to a milestone, a certain number of subs, I will throw on the neutral Raptors jersey here of T-Mac, as you can see. And the reason why, if you're not even sure of the Raptors either, is I wear this to basically talk from a neutral standpoint of both either Canada or the USA. And so basically, and it's purple too, so red and blue together, purple. Kind of try to go for some kind of neutral aspect of this, but hope you guys enjoy that. But either way, today we have a 25 sub special. We're now at 30, but today I picked a special topic to talk about, which, matter of fact, deals with the upcoming 2026 World Cup that will be hosted by Canada, Mexico, and the USA. And also, along with this special, you guys will also be receiving a short upload, either a 1 or 2 minute video, depending on how long I decide to do it. But you'll definitely receive some kind of footage of me going to the game on September the 2nd, which is Canada versus Honduras in their first game of the World Cup qualifier match. So you will see live footage of me there for 1 to 2 minute video of me at BMO Stadium in Toronto. But that's actually the perfect segue for today's special, matter of fact, which in fact has to do with BMO Field in Toronto. And so basically, if you're unaware, as I said earlier, Canada, the USA, and Mexico are all hosting the 2026 World Cup, which means that there is going to be various venues that it's going to be hosted at as well. And this means that BMO Field for one of the Canadian venues has been selected, along with one in Montreal, and I think it was out in is it Edmonton or Vancouver? One of those cities. It's out west, but definitely for sure Montreal and Toronto are on the list. And Toronto, as you may not know, has the stadium with BMO Field, home of Toronto FC, although it is currently only capacity around 20,000, which is a problem because FIFA says that in order for a stadium to host a World Cup match, it has to have at least 45,000 seats in it. And BMO Field at the moment only has 20, 25,000, maybe even 30. But either way, either way you look at it, it still needs room for more seats. Expansion is needed. And that's what we're going to be talking about today, is how BMO Field is planning to expand, or actually Toronto FC is actually going to expand BMO Field to host 2026 World Cup. And they have now, 5 years to do so, maybe even less than that, 4 if they want to have it done by then. And so basically I'm going to talk about, I'm going to read an article to you from the MLSsoccer.com, and we're going to talk about what this means for Toronto FC and even Canada soccer in terms of both men and women, in terms of the matches that can be held there in the future. And so basically, BMO Field will be renovating. Unfortunately, I don't know the exact date when they're going to be starting this construction, but they are planning on expanding capacity, as I said already, to 45,000 seats. And the article here I'll have it posted too, that you guys can go check it out at MLS Soccer. And so it says Toronto FC plans to expand BMO Field to host 2026 World Cup matches. Toronto FC is the home of BMO Field, is set to undergo another expansion in a bid to be one of the venues for the 2026 World Cup hosted by the United States, Canada, and Mexico. Toronto President Bill Manning spoke to One Soccer about plans, noting that the main project would be expanding the capacity 45 or even 46,000 seats. The stadium currently hosts 30,000 for a soccer match, but however can be expanded to 40,000, which by the way is still shy of the 45,000 needed to host the World Cup match. The stadium itself will have to expand roughly to 45,000, 46,000, Manny said. It is something that we've engineered and looked at a permanent solution, a temporary solution, and we have a good plan, and FIFA is happy to hear what our plan is to expand the stadium. Manning also said to FIFA that he is pleased with the pitch at BMO Field, saying that they are very, very pleased with the quality of the pitch. It will also be the latest major renovation at BMO Field since the stadium opened at 2007, which we're also going to talk about that later too. At different periods, the stadium underwent renovations to expand seating as well as to update the pitch and to make the stadium more accessible for the Canadian football leagues. By the way, Toronto Argonauts, which also plays here, the Toronto Argos for the Canadian Football League. They also use BMO Field as their home stadium. BMO Field currently meets FIFA's requirements as a World Cup venue, as it can host 40,000 people, although Toronto is one of the 3 cities, Canadian cities at least, that are planning to host the World Cup match in 2026 alongside Montreal and Edmonton being the other one, not Vancouver or Calgary, Edmonton. Manning also made the case not just for BMO Field, but for Toronto as a host city during the One Soccer interview. I think just Toronto will be such a great city to host the World Cup, and whatever team's playing in Toronto, we feel that they will have some kind of home field advantage because there's so many nationalities here in the city and such a diverse culture here in Toronto. Every team will have a field at home, and so therefore it's definitely something in our favor. The list of candidates to host matches in 2026 World Cup currently stands at 23 and will be narrowed down to 16. Canada and Mexico have each locked in their 3 venues for the tournament, while the USA still has a list of venues that are waiting to be reduced just to 10. FIFA hopes to make the decision by the end of the year of 2021 this year. So, as you guys read or heard me read along with me, and once again, you can go check out the article on MLSsoccer.com. But, apparently Toronto FC their stadium is already good enough at the moment to host a World Cup meeting, which surprised me. I thought it was 45,000 and not 40,000. But either way, they're still shy of it. But, I want to talk about what this means for TFC now, my favorite MLS team, Toronto FC, and basically what this means for the future of them, the club, and the MLS. Well, one, it means that TFC, if the stadium is renovated, they will now have the largest soccer-specific stadium capacity, I believe, in the league. Excluding Atlanta United, which plays at a football stadium, American football stadium, but TFC will now have the largest soccer capacity stadium in the league at 45 to 46,000, and this would be really great. I'm always, interested in new stadiums being built, new renderings, and all this new projects going on in the league. Anything that can make the league stronger as a whole. And as I said, this will also benefit MLS as a whole because it's going to be another great stadium once it's renovated to play in. It's going to probably be a more daunting environment. More people, you can get maybe louder and more noise up in the stadium for TFC, and everybody, just more people supporting the home crowd. And basically, as I said, this will be the largest soccer-specific stadium in the league once the renovations are complete. And then for Canada Soccer, for the men's at least, as they're hosting World Cup qualifyings there this fall, this will be also more good news for you too because, you can get more people watching the men. You can get more people, more ticket sales, more money. I just see positives in every way. I don't see any negatives with it. And later on, I'm going to show you guys some renderings on somebody else which we don't know. Of course, none of these renderings are confirmed, but this is what somebody else proposed for a BMO Field renovation project. But I'm actually going to show you to that right now. This source, it comes from Urban Toronto, and basically here, in this news article, you can see how many people kind of talk about the stadium renovation. Although these were back in like 2007 and even 2008 when BMO Field first got renovated. There are, however, new pictures that I want to take from the same concept that could arguably still be used probably for the 3rd or 4th renovation of BMO Field. Which, by the way, these photos, they're not mine, and I'm just using them for a theoretical expansion. And so, got to give credit to Urban Toronto for these pictures and user names. You can go check out this too on Urban Toronto, BMOfield.com, and they'll have renovations of that posted. And here you can basically just see, I'll post images up here, 3 or 4 of them. Not too many, because there's 31 in general, but I don't want to post all 31. So I'm just going to keep it short, just post 3 or 4. And basically, I'm going to give you my opinion, too, on what this person's stadium looks like, and what I like, and what could be better about if TSC were to use this. Once again, this is not final, this is just a simulation. And basically, what this means for this is that, as you can see here in this first image, we have the inside, which stadium kind of looks like on a slope. One end goes up while the other one goes down. So if you look at it from the bird's eye view, it kind of goes in an oval like this. which on the outside looks pretty interesting, but on the inside, I mean, it looks a little wonky, but it still looks pretty. I mean, it still looks cool. But honestly, I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing it being even if you can get it all the way around, like in a full circle. And then in the next image here, you can use the first image you can see on the bird's eye view here. And the next image, you got another inside actually looking towards the skyline of Toronto, towards the CN Tower, and towards, it looks like that's the part of the waterfront, where they keeping the Canadian flag in the seat, which I think that's lower because they want that to stand out. But I think you can keep it, but you can also add another deck to it if you can. If that's not water behind it, I don't think it is. You know, when I went to the stadium, they looked at you got a lot of concrete and parking lot to do it, but you know, you can keep the Canadian the what's called the maple leaf there, but you can also just raise that ceiling too, or you can keep it unique. You know, it's going to be another unique stadium if they do decide to use this one, or if this one something has like a similar renovation to it. You can also see here in this other image too that there's another photo of the skylines. You can see more of the roof just slanting downward, and I mean, overall I do like this. I mean, although you know, I guess if you wanted to add more seats, you could just do the other side just as good as the other one and just make it a full bowl. But if you don't want it like a full bowl, then hey, this is good too. But yeah, those are the 3 or 4 images I'll show you guys. You know, as I said earlier, there's 31 of them on that user's post, but I don't want to show all of them because that'll be copyright too. But credit to him, you know, go check him out. You know, if you're curious of seeing his project and seeing his idea of a BMO field renovation, I highly recommend, you know, go check him out. And for honestly, from what I saw in that, you know, pretty good. I wouldn't mind seeing a circular stadium, right? Right now they got the square rectangle size stadium, which it still looks good. But if you're gonna expand, I'd say recommend you can do the full circle or the full oval stadium. But yeah, that basically does it for this subspecial, you know. And as I said, for the, you know, and by the way, on the subspecials, I try to keep these as neutral as possible. You know, sometimes I talk about, you know, the Canadian one or the US one or even MLS as a whole. Like the last 10 subspecial I tried to talk about an MLS standpoint, but it kind of geared towards the United States. Maybe a little bit of Canada I tried to include in there, but it was most about the player development and the new pipeline that's coming through. And you can check that video out if you're curious about that. But so this one is a makeup video for something a little more Canadian and more about BMO Field here in Toronto. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this 25 subspecial. Thank you guys again for this. You know, all of a sudden we've been growing. We are stuck at 20 for a while, but we're on the rise again, it appears. And I hope that you guys enjoy the content that I really put out too. And you know, this helps me grow and just makes this channel better. And you know, the next subspecial will probably be at 50. But as I said, you can keep an eye out for the 1 to 2 minute video clip, short clip between me at BMO Field on September the 2nd when Canada plays Honduras in their kickoff game, which hopefully should be an exciting game. You know, we get to see what the Canadian soccer gets to do. You know, hopefully they will get to qualify and try and keep going to the road to Qatar. But if you like this video, make sure you like, share, subscribe it. Tell all your friends about it, and also tell all your friends that BMO Field is going to get renovated in the near future.